to show you how to do Kalua pork and cabbage. Now this is in no way trying to be authentic. This is just my version of it. Okay, I'm going to use 12 pounds of pork butt. I'm not going to use all the pork in this video. I'm just going to go ahead and cook it, and then that way I can freeze the extra for another day. Now I'm going to use 2 types of Hawaiian salt. Again, this is probably not authentic. This is just what I could find. I've got the red, and then I have some of the coarse sea salt. And I'm just going to mix them together. Couldn't decide which one I wanted to use, so I figured I'd use some of both. Okay, now this is going to be a 2-day process. I'm going to start off by smoking it for about 4 hours. That way I don't have to use the liquid smoke. I can get the real smoke flavor. And then, okay, now I saw Rivet Gardener do this a few months ago, and it gave me the idea to use the slow cooker because, of course, I don't have a pit buried in my backyard. And I'm going to go ahead and score the meat because I want the salt mixture to be able to get in there good. And also, when I smoke it, I want to make sure it has a good smoke flavor throughout. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And this is the bone-in type, so I'm just scoring it. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle salt all over it and then rub it in. Make sure it gets in there good. It's making a mess, but that's all right. Okay, I'm just using 2 full pans, and I have a bed of onions placed underneath it, just 1 large onion, and I'm going to cook them fat side up. And before I put them on the grill, I just want to say thanks to a few people who've given me shout outs recently. Ellen's Homemade Delights, PJ Danita, Smoking with Bush, and Conjureless Kitchen. Thank y'all so much. Okay, now I'm going to cook these at 225, and I'm going to spritz them with apple juice every hour. Okay, I cooked these for 5 hours at 225. Okay, I'm going to be using my 14-quart pressure cooker, and I'm just going to have it on the slow cooker setting on low. I'm just going to let it go all night. And I've got 1 pork butt already in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the juice in there. I'm just using the gloves that came with my turkey fryer. Get both pork butts in there. A little more of that juice and onions from the other pan. Okay, I'm going to use just a little squirt of the ginger. And that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid on it and put it on low. Okay, the pork cooked all night on low. And it just smells absolutely delicious in here. I'm just going to go ahead and take it out of the cooker here and just going to pull the bone out and pull some of the fat off, but I'm going to leave a good bit of it on there also. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the mixture cool a little bit because I'm going to take and food save some of this for another day. So we're just going to take out and portion it for what we need for today. Now, when Rivet did his, he added pineapple to his, which looks absolutely delicious. But my husband doesn't really like pineapple, so I'll have to try that with some of the leftovers. Plus, using the cabbage, it may not be as good with the pineapple, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But anyways, we're going to do the cabbage today. And hopefully you can tell the meat got a really great smoke ring from smoking it. And you can use liquid smoke if you like to. I've used it before. It's not a problem. But I just wanted to try it this way because, like I say, I was watching Rivet's and his looked so delicious. And he smoked his first. So I'm going to put a link to his channel and all the channels that I mentioned earlier also in the description box. Okay, now to make the rice, I'm going to use my 5-cup Cook's Essentials Perfect Cooker. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of jasmine rice, 2 cups of water. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. It won't taste like chicken, it just gives it a good rich flavor. Okay, now this machine has a rice button, so I'm just going to press the rice button and I'll let you see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, I have a small head of cabbage here. I'm just going to cut it and quarter it. You just want to cut the core on the bias right here. And then just cut it as thin as you like. Okay, it took right at 20 minutes. It comes with these little grippers here. Just going to fluff it up. It looked like it cooked it perfectly. Okay, I'm going to just put the lid back on it and set it on the warm mode. Okay, I put the pork in the refrigerator for several hours, and I'm just going to heat it thoroughly. And I didn't add any oil to the pan because there's plenty of fat in the pork. And once it gets warm, I'm going to go ahead and add the cabbage. Go ahead and add a little bit of soy sauce. Alright, I'm just cooking it just to get the cabbage to where it's wilted down a little bit. You want it to be what's considered al dente, I guess, even for cabbage. You don't want it mushy, and you don't want it too hard. Just that perfect in between. And you can just taste it. You may want to add more soy sauce, but you want to keep in mind that it's going to be salty from all the salt we put on in the beginning. Okay, I went ahead and put some rice in the bowl. I'm going to add just a little bit more soy sauce, just around the edges there. Say you may need more if you like. Okay, after smelling this cooking for 2 days, I can't wait to try it. It's still hot, but I'm going to give it a quick bite. It just smells absolutely delicious. That's definitely a winner. If y'all have never tried Kalua pork, definitely give it a try. You can use the slow cooker to do the whole meal. But like I said, I just want to try it the way I saw Rivet do it, and I'm glad I did. It was definitely delicious. And there you have it. Thanks a lot.